Can you focus on me?
What's up, babies? It's Citrus Marie, and I'm here with another little video. You guys, it is such a beautiful day outside today. Like, literally, the weather is on freaking 110, like, literally. Today I'm gonna do a video for the young moms, just moms in general who are expecting. I'm gonna talk about C-sections today because I personally had a C-section, and I'm gonna share with you guys some things that I wish I would have known before getting a C-section, and some things that really helped me get through my C-section, just to help you guys in case you already have a scheduled C-section, or you may end up in an emergency C-section because you never know what God has planned for you, and etc. So let's just get right into this video. Okay, you guys, if you haven't watched my labor and delivery story, you probably don't know this, but I did have a C-section, and it was a scheduled C-section, but it was like a really late scheduled C-section because I've never went through Braxton Hicks. I've never had my water break naturally, or I never had contractions, or I never dilated also. So I really didn't do any of that. So basically that's why I counted as a scheduled C-section, because I didn't have to go into emergency C-section after trying for a vaginal birth. I never got to try. So if you want to know the backstory to why I didn't have to try for anything and why I had a scheduled C-section, you can check out my labor and delivery story. I will put the link inside the bio. So anyway, let's just get on to some things that you should know if you already have a scheduled C-section, or if you may have to go into an emergency C-section. So C-sections are like a topic that people seem to fear, especially a lot of us young moms. We seem to fear C-sections because it's a major surgery, and you hear so many people that like older people in our family that like basically make it seem like it's the most painful thing ever, or it's like really bad. But you guys, I had my mom, my auntie, they told me their experience, and it seemed so bad, but still I knew I had to have a C-section, and I wasn't scared. I didn't cry at all. I just was like, okay, I'm just ready to see my baby. That's all really how it went. But just for like reference into, if you know you have to have a C-section, or you get told you have to have a C-section, don't get depressed. Don't feel like you're alone or anything, guys. It's like I'm staring at people, but don't feel scared, because even though it's a major surgery, people's experience is gonna be different than yours. Like, your experience can be way different from mine. My C-section wasn't bad, and certain people, depending on your body shape and your frame, you have to get either staples or dissolvable stitches. I was lucky enough. I have a very small frame. I'm only 5 feet. I think that's how you say it. So I had to get dissolvable stitches. I didn't have to get staples, but my auntie and my grandma, my auntie and my mama, and one of my other aunties, they always had to get staples. So they had a really painful C-section recovery, because I've heard that staples hurt way worse than the dissolvable tape, because once your stitches dissolve, they just gotta go and just snatch the tape off at your like week checkup. So just go into a C-section. Oh, she's so cute. Oh my God. Just go into a C-section with an open mind. Don't go in there expecting the worst. Just give it a chance, because you don't want to work yourself up to thinking about the wrong things, when all that really matters is you get this baby out healthy, and your baby is healthy, breathing, moving, and just good, basically. For C-section recovery, what to really expect is, once they take you back there to the operating room, you get to get one person to go back there with you. You can take your husband, your boyfriend, or whoever is with you, whoever is your one loved one that you want to take back there with you. And once you choose that one person, they suit up, they come back there with you. Before you go in for your C-section, your prep is you get a spinal. And if you have ever heard of epidural, a spinal is kind of like an epidural, but an epidural, the spinal completely numbs you from your stomach all the way down to your toes completely. You don't feel anything but kind of like a little bit of pressure. Like you feel like people touching you and stuff, but you don't feel anything at all. They make you sit up straight in the operating room. My back's itching. So yeah, the pain of a spinal, I can't really speak for a lot of people because needles and me aren't like enemies. Like they don't really like scare me and they don't really hurt to me. So the spinal wasn't that bad. They did have to do it like 3 times. So just keep in mind that if you're a person like me who have scoliosis or any other back problems or conditions, it's gonna take them a little bit to get it right in your back. But that was the only thing. I was ready for them to stop poking me. And a C-section usually lasts an hour. Basically, they spend the first 30 minutes just cutting you through every layer to get to the baby. Basically, they use a laser. They use the laser on me. I used the laser to cut the first layer of my skin, and they just, I felt all of this, but I didn't feel it like pain. It was just like pressure. I was awake. They don't put you on a general anesthesia. Isn't that what it's called? Under general anesthesia, where you're completely asleep. They do let you be partially awake, but you are on IV medicine, basically. You are awake during your C-section. You can't see anything. Some hospitals do allow you to film in there and see things, but for the most part, you can't see. You're not going to be able to see you yourself getting cut. So if you're the type of person that just like freaks out at that type of stuff, you can be asked to be put down to sleep, and they will put you down safely. If you start panicking too much, they will put you to sleep anyway, because you're already through an IV and you're through like meds that kind of make you sleepy. Like you're aware of your surroundings. Like during the whole time I was talking to my anesthesiologist about stuff, I was just kept asking her like, are we almost done? You know, I'm ready to eat. I really been a fat ass, like, but it's like kind of like I was nervous, but I wasn't scared to the point where I was crying or anything. I was nervous because like you can feel them like pushing and pressing against your stomach, and it's just like kind of a weird feeling, especially for a 17-year-old to go through. It was just like, because I was 17, I was just like, wow. I never had major surgery at all. I've broken bones and stuff, but never had a surgery where I'm just cut. Like, it's having a cesarean section is a very, very major surgery, and your body endures a lot, and it's hard. If you don't go about recovery the right way, then you can have a lot of complications in the future, honestly. And so it takes like 30 minutes for them to get to the point. When it's time to deliver your baby, what happens is once they get to the layer to where they can now cut your baby out, they start to push down on your stomach, but it feels like it's on top of your chest. Do not hold your breath during this period, because they're going to tell you breathe, 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 because it's going to feel like kind of like really heavy weights on your chest, like an elephant just sitting on your chest, just sitting, resting, because they're pushing hard to squeeze the baby out of the little incision that you do have. So that's my issue. I stopped breathing because I'm crazy, y'all. They sitting there telling me breathe, 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 we're pushing the baby out, and I'm holding my breath. I'm retarded. So then like my heart kept stopping in the middle of it. It was funny after the fact, but during it, like my heart was stopping, because they have you hooked up to monitor so you can see your heart rate, your breathing, and all that. And I was getting kind of scared. I was like, oh shit, I'm finna die in this shit. But that's not how it went at all. I didn't die, but I just felt like it. So please, 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 when they tell you they're finna push your baby out that little incision, please don't hold your breath like stupid little stitches, because you don't want to die on that table. I'm telling you, that's the craziest thing that could ever happen. Don't do it. Just don't. Just breathe. Please breathe. So once that heavy weight is on your chest, all of a sudden it's just like of relief, like water and blood just comes out, because I heard that's how it looked from the person that was with me. And they just pull your baby out. They pull your baby up. They show you your baby, and if your baby's healthy, they go and rinse your baby off and put her on him on your chest while they sew you up during your C-section. But if your baby has kind of complications like my daughter have, they take the baby straight to the ICU. So they do let you have skin to skin back in the operation room, just like if you was having a vaginal birth. They do allow you to do that. When the baby first gets taken out, while they go wipe the baby down, your significant other or a parent or aunt or whatever who's with you back there in the operation room, they are allowed to go over and take pictures and come show you. And the process of sewing you up takes 30 minutes too. That's once you start getting sewn up, you don't really feel a lot, but it's like you're just impatient because now you're just ready to be with your baby, your family, and you're just ready to drink water because most of the time you're parched and etc. And if you have like anemia like I did before I had my C-section, I had to get 3 bags of blood pumped into me. I had to get a blood transfusion because I had very low blood, and if I would have delivered my baby without getting blood transfusions, I could have possibly died because my blood platelets are so low. So if you are a person that has low blood count or you're anemic, you will have to get a blood transfer, and they will tell you that prior to. So the day before your C-section, they'll give you a blood transfusion, and depending on how much of anemic you are, the more blood you have to get. So I had to get 3 bags, which is a lot, and getting a blood transfusion feels very different. Like having somebody else's blood pumped to you, I know it sounds weird, but it was very weird. It makes you really tired and dizzy, and it kind of makes you feel sluggish. Like, I don't know, I was woozy. Like, I didn't feel right, but I had to get it, of course. So then once you're sewn up and stuff, they do take you out of the OR, and they take you into the room that you'll be staying in while you're in the hospital. And that room is usually really big. And after that, a nurse will come in and put these little floaty things around your legs to circulate blood rotation. And they're also going to put you on magnesium. If you haven't ever been on magnesium, magnesium is something that's going to make you very, very tired. It's going to basically make your lower part of your body or whatever's numb just stay asleep. And then you're just going to be so out of it and drugged after you have your C-section to the point where you're going to not. Sometimes I don't feel right when I'm really drugged. Some people like that feeling, but I hate magnesium. I hate feeling like I can't control if I can go to sleep or not. I hate feeling like I have to go to sleep. And that's what magnesium makes you feel like you have to go to sleep. Because if you try to fight it, it's not going to work. You can't fight it. You're going to go to sleep. So then once they put the little flotation things on your legs, they like squeeze your legs and they uncompress. That's because after you have a C-section, you do have the risk of blood clots and you do have the risk of paralysis. So they do that because it just keeps the blood circulating through your legs. And I mean, they never told me anything bad that happened to anybody, but thank God nothing happened to me. But after like probably a couple of hours or like an hour or two, a nurse will come in, and she'll come in with this like bottle, a squeeze bottle with some water in it, and she'll start like washing your private area. Basically, they're gonna clean your private area for you and everything. And also, before that, you are gonna have a catheter in. But if your hospital is like my hospital, you're not gonna feel them put your catheter in. They're gonna put it in while you're under anesthesia in the OR before they start cutting you or whatever. And if you're not familiar with a catheter is something that basically you pee, they put in your bladder, and it basically, you're peeing, but you don't even know it. It's kind of cool, but it's kind of nasty at the same time. But anyway, so they're going to clean you with a spray bottle or whatever. It's weird having someone else clean your private parts. I don't know about anybody else, but that's kind of weird to me. And it hurts really bad because you have to walk. They make you walk to the bathroom just to make sure you reactivate your muscles, and it hurts. The first time trying to walk after a C-section, you feel crippled. It hurts so freaking bad. Like, I don't even understand. It feels like a really bad burning sensation in your stomach. Like, imagine getting burnt by a flat iron and it just laying on your stomach. It hurts so bad the first time. So then they take you in the bathroom. You have to stand on the toilet while they clean your private area, which is so disgusting to me because I was like, I don't know. I was tripping. I was like, I hope I don't stink. None of that, because I don't know what was I'm just so self-conscious because I I just don't want nobody to smell me. Like, and it's like, I know I don't stink, but you never know. You was under anesthesia for that long. You don't know what's going on down there. So I was scared. She was up there. She was all up in my private area, just like squeezing and wiping. I was like, this is so nasty. And then you have blood clots coming out. And you're just like, I know she's smelling metal down there. But it's just, that's probably TMI, but it's real. That's just like the real shit of it. Like, then they put you on these big ass pads. I think the same people, they think vaginal birth people get the same thing. And sometimes those pads, if you got a sensitive area down there, them pads give you a big ass rash. Like, and they be having your skin peeling off because all you're doing is sitting down in a big pad from the front part up your booty, and you're sitting in this pad all day because you don't want to walk because you're hurting. So you're gonna just be laying down in this pad, and then chafing starts. And let me just tell you, I got a big ass rash to the point where my private areas to my butt skin start peeling off and it turned pink. I had a white private area and a white booty. So let me let you know how to deal with that. If that happens to you, how to deal with that if you do start chafing or get a really bad rash from laying in them big hospital pads. Get some Destin Diaper Cream or some of that lotion for eczema that starts with a C. I don't want to butcher the name, but that really helped me in the hospital. And if you have somebody that can do it for you, you can call your nurse to put it on for you. I know it's kind of embarrassing, but you can call your nurse to put it on for you, or you can have your significant other, or if you trust your family member that much. My husband did it for me. I didn't trust anybody else to do it, not even a nurse, because I don't, like I said, I don't like people all up in my private areas because it just feels uncomfortable. So anyway, if that happens, that's the best way to do it, because it's really painful. It's really painful dealing with a cut, trying to walk, and also having a really bad painful rash in between your private areas where every time it rubs, your skin is just peeling away. It's really bad. And try, when you get ready to take your first shower, have somebody in there help you. If you don't have a boyfriend or a husband or a family member you really trust, call a nurse. Please let somebody help you with your first shower. My husband bathed me in my first shower, so please get somebody to help you, because trying to do it yourself is really, really, really stressful, because it's gonna hurt and you're gonna try to do it gentle, but having somebody else do it, they're gonna gently do it, but they're gonna be able to reach areas that you can't do because you're still fresh out of surgery, basically. And so always have somebody help you during your first shower, even a nurse. I mean, look, if you gotta do what you gotta do, because you don't want to be stank leaving the hospital anyway, and once you get home, you got other stuff to worry about. So make sure you take that first shower in the hospital. And with passing gas and pooping, they tell you how to do that before you leave the hospital, but I mean, try to eat something. Once you're able to eat without throwing up, try to eat something that's going to give you gas. I ate Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A gave me gas, but pooping is really, really, really hard after surgery. Like, you're probably not going to poop in the hospital. I didn't until I got home. So once you're up, you're going to be learning how to walk. You're going to have a wheelchair course. Walking, just take it step by step, basically. It's going to be like teaching an infant how to walk. You're going to basically have to learn how to walk again and keep your stomach muscles up. So basically, you're going to learn how to control your muscles better throughout the next couple of weeks after you get the surgery. So once you kind of get home, probably after 2 or 3 days, they let me go home after 2 days. Some people stay for 3 days, 4 days, however long they feel like you're progressing or whatever. They let me go home in 2 days because I was walking pretty fine. I was hurting, but I was just trying to get out of there. So once I got home, that's when the task of pooping came. They're going to give you stool softener. It's going to give you laxatives. None of that shit works at all. Pooping is like harder than walking after you have surgery, because it is so hard to train your butt muscles to like just contract and like, I don't know, this shit, like if you ever had a C-section, you understand this. Pooping is a hard task, especially when you at home and you got no help. Can't nobody help you use the bathroom now. I mean, unless somebody can just make your butt do it for you, but I ain't never seen that happen. So it's like a hard task. Like, that's probably the hardest thing alone, because you're gonna try to push. The pain from your stomach gonna hurt. Probably, like, if I have to say, the most challenging things during a C-section was pooping, coughing, and sneezing, and throwing up. Those are the most painful things to do after you have a C-section, honestly. But to deal with that, if you're a person that just can't deal with that, because you're also, if you don't have help taking care of your infant, I had a lot of help when my baby was first born, but if you don't have a help and you're going to be doing this all by yourself, or your husband has to turn back to work and you have already a toddler, I would try to take all of my pain medicines on time. See, me, I didn't take not even one pain pill after I got home at all, because I don't like medicine. Honestly, if you want me to speak about why I don't believe in why I don't like medicine and why I don't like vaccines, I can speak on that in another video, but I just don't like medicine. So I healed very naturally, and it was like a challenge sometimes, but I got through it. There was times where I wanted to just give in, but God really helped me through it, and that's why I believe in God so much, because how did I get through a major surgery with no medicine afterwards? Like, all my Percocets they gave me, I didn't take not one at all. Not one. I gave it to someone who actually needed them. It wasn't me. So yeah, but if you're the type of person that you just can't deal with that pain, then take your medicine on time, because breastfeeding is going to be a task. You're going to be dealing with a hurt stomach. You're dealing with problems with pooping, coughing, and sneezing. And you're also going to be dealing with an infant that you got to breastfeed and tender and swollen breasts. So that's like the major things that I would say. So basically, what I can tell you guys, if you're expecting a mom that's going to have a C-section or may have a C-section is not bad. It's not something that you should cry about or feel depressed about. It's something, because at the end of the day, you're going to have your healthy baby, and your baby got to get here some way, honestly. And when you do have a C-section, just make sure you come prepared. And even if you're not having a C-section, if you're having a vaginal birth, just come prepared regardless. Come with some cream which you can use after birth, like some diaper cream or something, in case you get a rash in the past, because either way, vaginal or cesarean section, you will have to get those big pads. Bring somebody that's going to support you, or have something like a person that you really trust to come with you for comfort and etc. like that. Make sure you're comfortable. Bring your own blankets, your own robes, all of that. Ask about taking one of those peri bottles. They're called peri bottle home with you, because that's like a lifesaver. It feels really good, honestly, to spray when you're trying to get to your private areas, but you can't bend down yet because your stomach. And after a C-section, if you want your stomach to return back to being flat quickly, this is something that I learned. You get like a waist clencher or a waist trainer, or the waist cinchers that they use after a BBL. That's gonna really help your stomach return back to normal, because you have to press down your stomach every day after C-section, but that's gonna help your stomach go back and contract back into place. Please get like a waist cincher or something, and just make sure to just remain positive, calm, and just remember at the end of the day that our bodies endure a lot to bring people, these little people called babies, that we love into this world. And it's not your downfall. You can always have a vaginal birth after a C-section. Don't let any doctor try to tell you that, because if they tell you that, they're uneducated. You can have a vaginal birth after C-section. It's not impossible, and it has been done many a times. So I hope I really helped some of you moms out here that are expecting this year, and I hope everybody goes into their birth with a very open mind. Don't be so closed into just vaginal birth. If you are getting a vaginal birth, just be open-minded, because don't let that be a disappointing news. Just, we're women. We're so fucking strong. We can take anything. Like, at the end of the day, all we're going to pray is that you guys deliver safely, that we be healthy during the birth and after, and we have a healthy little one. So after all of that, I hope you guys really enjoyed these tips and advice I had to give you guys, and I hope you guys stay tuned for my next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Please hit the notification button. Go ahead, and so you can know when I do upload videos, because I will be uploading like 3 or 4 times a week. Please subscribe. We're trying to get to 5,000 subscribers so we can have a giveaway. And I love all of you, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Mwah.
Can you focus on me? Baby, can you focus on me?